This is the low volume pump that we talked about.
Today's subject is history, and it's a lesson about an old fire engine.
This is for stationary pumping on a fire where you need to deliver great volumes of water to a confined area. My name's Donald Russell. I went to work for the old California Division of Forestry at La Mesa in 1942.
Don, as his friends like to call him, started working while still in high school.
We got paid $30 a month and only had to work 7 days a week. And for that $30, we got our board and room too.
Now you might be wondering, what's so special about a shiny candy apple red fire engine?
Isn't she beautiful? Well, she's the most pretty thing I ever saw in my life.
Unit 296 was one of two innovative engines built in La Mesa and stationed in San Diego County. Unit 300 was stationed in the hilltop area of Chula Vista. This one, known as Big Jimmy, was stationed in La Mesa. They both belonged to the California Division of Forestry.
I was a firefighter and went to a lot of fires with her. And then I made assistant driver, but they would never let me drive it because they said I didn't have enough experience. That always made me a little mad because I'd like to have driven her.
As the urban areas near cities grew in population, the need for engines that could carry larger volumes of water became necessary.
This is one of the first engines that had a 750 gallon a minute pump on it. Most all of them before that was either 300 or 500 gallon a minute. So there was a lot of forethought given to the design and development of this engine in 1939.
It was years ahead of its time for 2 or 3 reasons. One, it had an enclosed cab for the crew, which prior to that they always rode in the open.
The engine was retired in the mid-50s and sold at auction.
It was sold to a man up in the Redwood country, and he wanted it because of its 2 different kinds of pumping capability. So years later, an old retired CDFer saw it, and 4 or 5 years later, here it is, completely rebuilt from the frame up.
Even though Big Jimmy was ahead of its time, it still had one flaw that Don remembers vividly.
We would leave La Mesa and head for a fire towards El Cajon, which was uphill. And we never turned the red light and siren on until we got to the top of Grossmont Hill because it drove so slow. It's now dedicated to Ernie Baumforth, who was the spark plug in getting it back into our hands and all the work that went into the development and refurbish it and everything.
The restoration took place in Northern California, and now Big Jimmy sits at the Ramona Air Attack Base.
It's a history of San Diego. It's a history of a lot of the fire services in San Diego during the time when the wildlands and the structures were all becoming intermingled, and we had to protect both structures in wildland areas.
In the County News Center, I'm Jose Villanueva.